Have you ever experienced something so ridiculous that you think, oh my, I wish I'd got that on camera? Well, in today's video, we are watching the 10 most unbelievable moments caught on a doorbell camera. This comes from the channel called Underworld. And I'm not going to lie, some of the clips in this were mental. Guys, if you like the video, do me a favor, like the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
From a car thief in California
Underworld.
who nearly crashed through this person's front door, and an EF3 tornado in Virginia that was caught on this homeowner's Ring camera, to an industrial disaster in Texas that literally turned night into day, and a police chase in New York that came to a dramatic end in this person's yard. Here are 15 unbelievable moments
Wait, this is going to be a good video.
doorbell camera.
I didn't know if this was going to be good or not. It is. Okay.
Rochester, New York is a large city on the shores of Lake Ontario. It's home to about 211,000 people, including 2 young criminals who tried to run from the police. On June 15th of 2022, 21-year-old Javer Marshall and 19-year-old Nasir Schifano led Rochester PD on a high-speed chase. It ended as the man
dog,
you
mate.
see running
Dog's like,
away in this clip
help
is the
me, what are you
homo,
doing?
Sean Irizarry. He told reporters that he heard screeching and a loud crash, so he ran outside to investigate. According to police, they found multiple
absolutely
loaded
pooed himself.
weapons inside the SUV. It's
fair.
unclear what the suspects were up to when police initially tried pulling them over. A similar scene unfolded in Wasco, California on April 11th of 2023. According to police, 21-year-old Steven
Mate,
Castillo
that was a
decided
joke.
to get
See how many times he
high and
rolled it
steal
as
a
well.
car. As he fled the scene, he veered off the road, hit a small hill, and nearly crashed through somebody's home. In this insane doorbell footage, the stolen car catches air and takes out one of the concrete pillars. When we slow it down, you can even see Castillo's arm hanging out the window. Police said he tried to flee the scene, but didn't make it very far.
Oh
he was
my
arrested
God.
and brought to Kern County Jail, where they discovered nitrous oxide in his possession. He was ultimately charged with
look how much
DUI,
height
possession of
he
a
gets.
stolen vehicle, and driving without a license.
Mate, I trained on GTA for years just for this moment.
Portage, Michigan is a pharmaceutical city in Kalamazoo County. We say that because it's home to Pfizer's largest manufacturing plant, spanning a whopping 1,300 acres. That's about 36 football fields worth of floor space. On May 7th of 2024, the Pfizer building and other structures were at risk when an EF2 tornado touched down in Portage. The tornado tore an 11-mile path of destruction
look at
across
that.
the city and damaged several homes and businesses. One local's doorbell camera recorded as the storm crossed their yard and knocked over every tree in sight.
Mate, this alone, right? This just wind noise is enough for me to be like, no. I'm good. I'm good. No, thank you. But mate, this that's about to come through it. Alright, one tree's gone. Mate, look at them gradually leaning on the right.
Our homeowner and their neighbors are glad those trees fell toward the road. Others weren't so lucky. According to reports, over 500 structures
Earthquake's like, you need a little less shade.
sustained
I'll
some
help you with
level of
that.
damage. Of them, 60 were destroyed. Several people were also trapped inside a FedEx facility when the tornado caused the roof to collapse. Thankfully, all of them were safe and accounted for.
Mate, fair.
Port Neches, Texas is a small city in Jefferson County, roughly 95 miles east of Houston. It's home to about 14,000, many of whom lived through one of the worst chemical plant disasters in U.S. history. The TPC Group chemical plant opened outside of Port Neches in 1944. It specialized in liquid butadiene, a highly flammable petroleum-based chemical used in plastic production.
Yeah.
On the night before Thanksgiving of 2019,
As soon as he said the word highly flammable, I already knew what was coming
locals
next.
awoke to what sounded like a nuclear bomb going off down the street. A few doorbell cameras captured the blast and one man's hysterical reaction.
Oh no. This doesn't say no serious injuries at the bottom left. Oh, this isn't good.
Holy!
I mean, relevant.
They just had one hell of a boom. Get back to the house. I called 911.
We can't blame our friend for standing there in his boxers. Imagine hopping out of bed and seeing a giant mushroom cloud down the street. You wouldn't be worried about your outfit, would you? According to reports, one main explosion and two minor explosions
it's the fact that the
rocked
whole
Port
sky just
Neches
goes
and
purple
surrounding communities.
or red or whatever,
Those
I don't
within
know.
30 miles of the blast could feel its intensity. It damaged several homes and buildings nearby and forced the evacuation of nearly 60,000 people. A massive fire burned for 6 days before finally dying on December 3rd. According to some reports, smaller fires at the plant burned for over a month. So what exactly
died, though,
happened
surely.
to cause such a massive blast? An investigation by the U.S. Chemical Safety and Hazard Board blamed the explosion on popcorn. Let us explain. When mixed with oxygen, pure butadiene can form a solid material called popcorn polymer. As popcorn polymer accumulates, it expands inside the piping systems, much like popcorn inside a microwavable bag. If left unchecked, it'll grow and grow until kaboom. Investigators determined that popcorn polymer formed inside a decommissioned pipe for 114 days. In other words, workers spent nearly 4 months inside a ticking time bomb. The pipe finally burst the night before Thanksgiving, spilling 6,000 gallons of butadiene into the facility.
I just want to know if anyone
A massive
passed.
and highly flammable vapor cloud filled
Or
the
if we all
space.
got out right.
2 minutes later, it found an ignition source and blew the building sky high. 4 TPC employees and a security contractor were injured during the blast. That blast caused over $150 million in off-site property damage.
What do you mean? All it did was knock over a sign. No, I'm not going to be disrespectful.
TPC fell into $1.3 billion worth of debt between cleanup, lawsuits, and fines.
Oh. It didn't say whether anyone...
Otero thought he had hatched the perfect scheme. While posing as a delivery driver, he'd walk up to a door with a package in his hands. When the door opened, the 37-year-old criminal would force himself inside, restrain the homeowner, and rob them blind. On April 14th of 2023, he put his plan into action after targeting a house on Maple Street in East Haven, Connecticut. Thankfully, the homeowner's doorbell camera captured the altercation.
I don't know if this is for you.
Mate, whoever that was, not only he did not give a single shit. He's had a gun in his hand. No, mate, you're not coming in my house. Fair play.
The homeowner knew he was in trouble when Xavier grabbed the door. He saw the would-be robber draw his weapon, and his first thought was to push him away. Xavier wasn't expecting a fight, so he ran back to his truck, and his getaway driver hit the gas. Police found Xavier and the getaway...
This geezer could not stay awake. How long did was he in custody for until they took these pictures, mate? They're like, smile. He's like, huh?
driver Gene Carrasquillo Torres,
and this geezer looks like he's just been caught. You know what I mean? He's like,
both men were arrested and charged with attempted armed robbery. Police also found zip ties, other weapons, and 1.1 kilos of fentanyl in Torres's home.
Ugh.
Both men were held on $250,000 bond after their arrest. A month later, a third man was captured after police uncovered another similar plot to rob a home in Manchester. Never under any circumstances let someone grab
this
your door
push.
or enter your home without permission.
Yoink.
If you feel threatened,
Wow.
lock the door and call the police immediately.
The funny thing is, that geezer felt so silly. Imagine that you've got something in your hand that could literally end someone's life instantly, but you're still a scared little pussy. Lol.
While on the subject of police and doorbell cameras, let's head to Cass County, Missouri, where one homeowner's Nest camera captured a wild pursuit
Mate,
as
fair
it
play to
tore
that geezer.
apart his backyard. It
That is
was
a man
November
right there.
10th of 2021, around 7 a.m. Our homeowner was sipping his morning coffee when he heard police sirens heading up the street. That's when a stolen white pickup truck
Hold
drove
up. Tell me that this is not the neighborhood that CJ lives in from San Andreas. Tell me it isn't. You can't, because I know it is.
across his lawn and took out his children's swing set.
You touch my drum set. What a dick, he could have avoided it. Maybe not. I mean, it sounds unbelievable though. V8. Sounds nasty, I'm not gonna lie.
Thankfully, nobody was on the swing set when the truck thief rolled through. According to the homeowner, police caught the suspect off camera and
But he-
arrested him on several felony charges.
He even had the courtesy to turn his hazard
For
lights
these
on.
parents in Manchester,
There is a
England,
hazard coming,
an
and
accident
it's me.
outside their home turned their average April afternoon into a living nightmare.
Oh.
It was April 6th of 2024. A crane had just arrived on Flapperfold Lane to move a 20-foot shipping container off a nearby playing field. Meanwhile, a little girl was outside on her tricycle.
Oh, I've seen this
mesmerized
video.
by the whole
Bro,
thing.
I've seen this
She's
whole ass
lucky
video.
Her parents were watching and quickly ushered her inside when disaster struck.
Not like here. From here. Quick left. Quick, run! Oh shit! Oh shit! Alright, okay, you're alright, yeah, we're alright, don't worry.
Thankfully, the little girl and everyone inside
Mate.
the apartment complex were okay. We can't say the same for their home, though. The container smashed through several first-floor windows.
It makes me
Meanwhile,
feel
the crane arm
violently
collapsed
sick.
the roof and destroyed an upstairs
Mate, if that parent had walked away for even a second, you know what I mean? I'll just get you a drink quickly, don't worry. Oh,
bedroom. While they haven't confirmed a cause, authorities believe strong winds from Storm Kathleen were to blame. Unfortunately,
God.
repairs have been somewhat slow.
Those
In
poor
this
wheelie
Google
bins.
Maps image from June of 2024, you can still see a massive hole in the building where the crane arm landed. Most home security cameras only
Christ
capture
on a bike,
delivery
mate.
people with packages or squirrels trying to get into your bird feeder. Ideally, they never have to record anything that could threaten your property, like robbers or freak tornadoes. On April 30th of 2023,
they're very different things.
residents in Virginia Beach awoke to a powerful storm system moving in from parts of Georgia and South Carolina. Then, around 5:45 that evening, an EF3 tornado touched down over the eastern branch of Lynn Haven River. One local's Ring camera captured the storm.
the annoying thing is, right, is that you can understand why people want to live here, mate. Look at these houses. They are unbelievable. But then, unfortunately, these not so much. Now, anyway, or then. Oh, mate.
As it moved over a small Virginia Beach neighborhood. Watch how it upends everything in sight and leaves their backyard unrecognizable.
Mate, it's just terrifying. And the fact that you lot have got to put up with this, bro. I'll be suing Mother Nature if I was you.
Thankfully, nobody was injured when this tornado tore a 4.5-mile path across Virginia Beach. According to the National Weather Service, wind speeds peaked at 145 miles per hour. Roughly 115 houses were damaged, several vehicles were overturned, and some people's boats were tossed onto dry land. About 1,500 miles away, in the small town of Tivoli, Texas, something similar occurred at one family's RV park. Their Ring camera was recording as they prepared their business for a fast-approaching tornado. They finally run inside. Then, moments later, the storm roars through.
Oh my God, mate. Oh my. Mate, look, the caravan's just like, I'm going, mate. See you in a bit. Can anyone tell me what RV stands for? Because we call them caravans.
We believe this
And
storm
caravan
occurred
has an R and a V in it.
over Gator RV Park in Tivoli. Nobody was hurt, and the tornado did not appear strong enough to cause significant damage.
Phew.
On
Jesus.
September 6th of 2023, a Ring camera in Racine, Wisconsin captured one of the scariest traffic accidents you'll ever see. It occurred
Why is it the word Idaho sounds like I don't know? You know, Idaho.
in
Doesn't
Wisconsin
matter.
captured one of the scariest traffic accidents you'll ever see. It occurred at the intersection of Shoup and Gould Streets, which will
Sheepdog.
tie in when we explain what happened later. For now, know that a school bus driver blew through a stop sign, leading to this T-bone collision.
Look how fast he's going, bro. Please tell me that no, there weren't kids in it. There weren't kids in it. I know there weren't kids in it.
Thankfully, no children were on the bus when it crashed. According to police, the two drivers got the worst of it. Both had to be extracted from the wreck and treated at the hospital for various injuries. There were also 6 people on the city bus when it crashed, but they were okay aside from a few bumps and bruises. While the video shows the bus running the stop sign, it doesn't tell the whole story. Neighbors had been complaining about the Shoup and Gould stop sign for weeks. It was blocked by an overgrown tree, meaning you couldn't see it until the last second. Police pictures from the day of the crash confirm what the bus driver saw and help explain why the driver ran the intersection. We wouldn't have seen the stop sign either. The tree was noticeably trimmed after...
Bro, do you know what? That is absolute negligence from like a city council or whatever. That is pure negligence. And that has caused that. You know what I mean?
the accident.
We get the same thing where we live as well.
The city will act before
We obviously don't have
a school
stop
bus
signs, but
flips
what we do
over.
have is
They're lucky
is
it
certain
was
other things where they
empty other
cover
than
it,
the
or
driver and his-
they'll put like a I don't know, like a fence up, and it blocks the view of oncoming traffic. And it's like, I get it, you want me to slow down, but what you're actually doing is causing a humongous or potentially humongous accident.
assistant.
Silly.
Picture this. It's shortly after 6 p.m. and you're just sitting down for dinner after a long day's work. Then, without warning, kaboom! You hear a massive explosion outside,
One of my
only to
biggest
see
fears,
your
bro.
neighbor's house going up in a ball of flames. That was the scene in Gates, New York on December 9th of 2020.
Donald and Brian
Thankfully,
Corbett.
nobody was inside the home when this doorbell camera captured its final moments.
Oh, it's always so much worse than I think it's going to be.
Police and firefighters expected the worst when they arrived on the scene. Thankfully, the homeowners
Mate,
were out
the
of the
explosion was
house
so
when it
bad.
blew. They finally controlled
turned it
the
into night
fire
vision.
after it spread to 2 more houses,
What?
severely damaging one person's garage. Cleanup crews arrived in the morning to haul away the bits and pieces. The scene looked like a bomb had exploded inside the house. Looking back at the footage,
No one was
you
injured
can
though,
see
were
that
they?
classic mushroom cloud forming over the blast site. People were rightfully worried, but the police assured them that
mad.
it was an accident. An investigation determined that the homeowner had tinkered with a component of the interior gas meter.
Oh,
it caused
why,
a slow
bro?
natural gas leak, which blew the property to bits when it found an ignition source. Barhaven, Canada is a small Ottawa suburb home to roughly 103,000 people. Regarding extreme weather, residents typically worry about harsh winters and powerful thunderstorms. Tornadoes aren't usually top of the mind. That changed on July 13th of 2023, when not one but two twisters touched down in the community. One local doorbell camera captured the storm as it carried away anything that wasn't bolted to the ground. Still, you can see how much carnage a weak
Mate, this
tornado
person-
can cause in a city that isn't used to them.
Wow.
In the end, roughly 125 homes sustained damage and 1,600 people lost power. If you enjoyed this
Oh
video
my
and want to see another
good
just
God.
like it, be sure to click the link on
no.
screen now. As always, thanks for watching and be sure.
Sure what? Oh, mate, I'll tell you what, as catastrophic as these things are, when people don't get hurt or they don't unalive, I quite enjoy these videos. I really do. And I hope you did too. And if you did for whatever reason, please like the video. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.